If it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. I gotta get paid. I'm steady trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. I gotta get paid. If you ain't talking money, then you ain't saying shit. I gotta get paid. Nothing move but the money, yo, it ain't no game. I gotta get paid.
What up? Welcome to the 16th episode of CryptoCast, presented by Cream Scheme, the leading voice in streetwear and hip-hop culture on the cryptocurrency space. We hope that you enjoyed our 3-part mini-series covering some of the leading platforms offering interest-bearing crypto accounts and are applying some of the gems that we dropped. On today's episode, we're shifting gears and discussing the $1 trillion infrastructure bill that some restrictive anti-crypto amendments have been attached to and that the U.S. Senate passed. As mentioned, this is an infrastructure bill. There's no legitimate reason for them to be attempting to regulate crypto by attaching it to an infrastructure bill, but as we all know, crypto is an easy target and scapegoat for those segments of the establishment that have not yet jumped on board with crypto. Their idea is to fund the provisions of the bill in part by taxing participants in the crypto ecosystem. More specifically, they are trying to expand the definition of brokers so as to include not only exchanges and custodians, but also miners, software developers, and more. These brokers would have to file 1099 forms for their customers to the IRS. The bill would have a chilling effect on DeFi and would absolutely stifle innovation in the space. The United States, which already is not the most crypto-friendly country, would become an outright hostile place for crypto. Furthermore, it would severely undermine privacy in the crypto space. A handful of senators who put at least some thought into the negative implications of this legislation proposed an amendment to restrict the definition of brokers to the market participants it actually makes sense to consider as such, namely custodians. These senators include Ron Wyden of Oregon, Cynthia Lummis of Wyoming, and Pat Toomey of Pennsylvania. However, a competing proposed amendment was put forth by Mark Warner of Virginia and Rob Portman of Ohio that would retain the expansion of the broker classification, only exempting proof-of-work miners and wallet providers. This competing proposal would deal a devastating blow to consensus algorithms that are alternatives to proof-of-work, such as proof-of-stake, which Ethereum is moving to. One Bitcoin analyst on Twitter theorized that this approach may be because the U.S. government is hedging its bets to allow itself room to adopt Bitcoin in the future. The White House backs the Warner-Portman amendment. It was also revealed that U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen was a key voice undermining support for the more crypto-friendly Wyden, Lummis, Toomey amendment. I guess she's still big mad about that time a Bitcoiner stood behind her during a hearing with a sign that read, "Buy Bitcoin." The Senate moved to end debate on the infrastructure bill and to put it up for a final vote with the original language regarding crypto brokers. However, the senators who drafted the competing amendments also came to a compromise to exempt developers, node operators, and validators. There was an opportunity to have that new amendment added to the bill through what's known as a unanimous consent request, where modifications can be made if no other senator raises an objection. Unfortunately, that opportunity was blown by Senator Richard Shelby of Alabama, who wanted to propose a $50 billion military spending amendment. His amendment was blocked, so he took the vindictive action of blocking the crypto amendment also, forcing passage of the original bill. Despite scumbag Shelby, fixes to this legislation can still be made in the House of Representatives, and the differing bills between the two chambers of Congress would need to be reconciled before the final version gets sent to President Joe Biden for signing. In the end, the reporting requirements specified in the bill would only start in 2023, and the bill still needs to wind its way through the legislative process in full. The proposed changes are not imminent, so be wary of FUD and any misinformation that might be out there. So, what are your thoughts on this whole situation? Are politicians pushing this impractical and anti-innovation legislation out of ignorance or outright malice? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. If you found this episode of CryptoCast presented by Cream Scheme to be informative, show us some love. Smash that like button and subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and SoundCloud. Be sure to scheme with us on social media, on Facebook and Twitter at Cream Scheme, and on TikTok and Instagram at cream_scheme. Go to www.creamscheme.com to cop your very own established sweatshirt. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of CryptoCast, presented by Cream Scheme. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.